Loaning money in the Philippines, the pitfalls. The Philippines is a poor country. To most Filipinos, you as an Australian will be, or at least appear, to be very rich. So you will always have people wanting to borrow money from you. Sometimes they are sincere, and other times they're just taking advantage of your perceived huge Australian wallet. So how to handle it? Important lessons here for anyone in an Australian-Filipino relationship. Filipinos wanting to borrow money. What do you do? As I said, the Philippines is a poor country. Many Filipinos live day to day, and sometimes even those who are professionals will tend to spend rather than save. They have money in their pocket and they go to Starbucks. They land a job and they get a motorbike with a loan to pay off. The neighbour buys a brand new car, so they go and get a brand new car with a loan to pay it off. Then the school fees come up, or someone gets sick and ends up in hospital. There's no money, so they end up on your doorstep trying to borrow money. And you find yourself in a position where you have often a harsh decision to make, often at the last minute whether to say yes or no. Now, it occurred to me the other day when I thought about this that there are 6 people alive in the Philippines, 6 people in the Philippines who are alive today. There are a lot more people than 6 people alive in the Philippines. There were 6 people in the Philippines who are alive today because of us. 3 of them are children who now live with us. One is a child who spent a year living with us. 2 are adults who are alive today 10 years afterwards. And there were also 2 adults who didn't make it despite us providing money. So at least I know those situations were real. Real need or scam, the quandary. Now, I'm happy to be generous. Don't get me wrong there. Part of the effect of having my wonderful Filipino wife, plus my Christian faith, which I'm not going to preach or bother anybody with today, is that the end result is that I am a fairly generous and caring sort of dude, and my wife Mila is the most caring and generous person I've ever known, and a lot of her kindness is rubbed off on me just by osmosis. So we're happy to help where we can. That isn't the issue. But because one thing I really cannot stand is being played, scammed or conned. Cannot stand it at all. And the quandary is that unless it's someone you've had a good track record with, you don't know if the need is genuine or if you are being fed a big sad sob story. The cliche in the Philippines is the sick Carabao story. Invariably it's something either heart-wrenching, somebody sick in hospital, a child maybe, or a child who'll miss out on education if the school fees aren't paid at the very, very last minute. I need to pay the school fees. Tomorrow is the last day. Can you help? Otherwise they won't be able to enrol, and that's it. Their education's messed up. Or possibly something that hits your inner entrepreneur when they tell you of a great business they want to start, and so they can take care of their own family properly. The problem is you find yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you take the risk and bear the possible tragic consequences? The Philippines doesn't have the same welfare state provisions as Australia does. So how does your conscience cope if something bad happens and you didn't help? Again, that's the quandary. Again, if you know them and you believe them, then the decision is yours, and your conscience plus the size of your bank balance will help you decide. Always exercise prudence though, especially if you live here in the Philippines and where ending up flat on your face due to over-generosity may be something very hard to recover from, even if your intentions are as pure as the freshly fallen snow, except that you won't be much help to your extended Filipino family in the future if you go broke this time because of helping. No one has a bottomless pit of money. I know we don't. The scammers and the liars. You usually learn who they are the hard way. They con you, they get away with it, hopefully you learn. Now, the Jeff Harvie way. Loan them a small amount the first time they ask, then wait and see what happens. Now, we had a niece who tried that out on us years ago. Borrow 1,000 pesos. Oh, definitely pay it back next month. Sure. Next month, can I borrow another 1,000 pesos? No. Then a few years later, we had her sick kid with tuberculosis. Now, the conscience said, well, maybe it's true, and, we're not prepared to take the risk. We're talking about a 3-year-old child here with tuberculosis. Do you take the risk? Turns out the child had been getting treatment already. And they thought they could get it paid for free by the rich white Australian uncle. And to me, a skinny Filipino kid with a fat mother means it's not a real charity case. Now, okay, that cost us a few thousand pesos, but now we know exactly what she's made of, and it will never happen again. She's cactus, basically. To me, I think it's very wrong to reward anyone for scamming and lying, as you only encourage them to do more of it. You're standing in the way of them ever waking up to themselves and ever becoming responsible and self-reliant if you do that. Now, I'm talking real scammers here, not those who work as hard as they can, but the reality of their lack of education, etc., keeps them down. I'm talking about those who suck up to you and tell you the sad story so they can manipulate your emotions. They smile sweetly, they sing your praises to your face. Yeah. The other thing about loans to Filipino scammers, not only you won't see it again, they'll never pay it back, you will become the scum of the earth when you finally say no more loans. Now, we just had somebody pay us back 100,000 pesos that we loaned them 10 years before. Now, that was going to be paid back within 6 months. Took 10 years. Paid it back because they incorrectly thought we were talking about them behind their backs and they wanted to save face. Now they hate us with a passion. So yes, there is always here issues when it comes to loans. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You will definitely offend somebody when you say no, but at least you get to keep your dignity intact and you don't reward someone for doing the wrong thing. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipina couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.